Okay, so in 2018, we got into this building for the first time. Before that, it was the price filler machine shop for 80 so years. And this is a just 3,700 square foot industrial building located in downtown Roanoke. And it really hadn't had an update for 80 or so years. When we got in here, there were 5 light bulbs hanging from the ceiling. It was run as a machine shop for a long, long time with machines that were way, way older than they had any right to be. Dad and a partner got into this building. That's when I heard about it. That's when it was on my radar. Having been a fabricator and a pseudo machinist, I was super intrigued into what was in here. And so I offered my help, my services to parse through what was in here, figure out what the machines were, if they had any value, if they worked. And so they were paying me a little bit part-time to go through it all. And before long, I started to fall in love with the space. And at the same time, I'd been working in the family business for about 16 years over at Black Dog. And I was looking for my own shop, looking to start the next chapter of my life. So while I was cleaning this place out, we all started to collectively talk about how it could be my new shop. And then so it transitioned from helping them clean out their space into me cleaning this space out with the intention of it being my new shop. And so all that started in 2018. It was really me, and Walker was around at the time to help document all that stuff you may have seen on our YouTube channel. The first 20 episodes ever were documenting the clean out of this shop. And then renovation once it was clean. I mean, new floor, new ceiling, new electrics, new everything. And then we were up and moving. I think in 2020, September, I think, of 2020 is when I did my first paid job. But fast forward from 2020 to now, we've now got 5 employees, including myself. Well, if you've been watching the channel recently, it's no secret that we are pretty cramped in here, especially when we work on big jobs or automotive projects. This custom camper chassis behind us has been a recent example of how choked up we are. Aaron and I are tripping over each other. You know, the welders kind of don't have room to roll around each other, so it's a cable disaster. We've been looking to expand for quite a while. We've had a few opportunities here and there that didn't quite work out, and then recently we were given an opportunity to involve ourselves in a new development in an old industrial center in Roanoke that is going through some pretty dramatic changes over the next 5-10 years. And we were a bit hesitant at first, but we're extremely excited to be a part of it now. So we are moving. So we'll be able to take on bigger jobs and more jobs at once, you know, because we're not always focused on a single job the whole time. We jump around because we're waiting on this or that. So being able to take on more and house more and organize more is gonna, I think, allow our business to be more efficient. We're also excited to do bigger and better productions for YouTube. There's so much to show you guys coming up, and we can't thank you enough for all the support you've shown us here in this building as this has grown. You know, the Move renovation series is kind of the reason our channel blew up. So we're gonna do it again. So stay tuned to figure out what it takes to move a metal shop from here to over there. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you soon.
Appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, we officially got our keys to Lift Arc Studios 2.0 over here at 1111 Service Avenue. Let's Let's go see what they left us. We've been told now it's all out. It should all be empty
Hopefully
now
nothing, yeah.
and ready to go. So come on, y'all. No, super stoked. Let's go inside. This fresh deadbolt. Oh yeah.
Look at that shaft move.
That's a nice light. Let's see if they got all that stuff out. Oh my God. Whoa. Echo! Oh, they left a flag. America, baby.
We're gonna say the Pledge of Allegiance every morning at 9 o'clock.
Well, here it is, 9,000 square feet of pure industrial heaven. This really is awesome. Here we are. We got two giant 12-foot bay doors over there. A really nice shower over here in the corner. Like 15-foot tall ceilings. These columns are on 20 by 25 foot grids, so dividing the space up is really easy. Well, the first thing to do is I really want to pressure wash the floor. It's really not as dirty as I remember it being, but I think this is our chance for a fresh start. Also, you know, we're gonna sublet part of this. We'd like to have a shop office over here. So not all of it needs to be like super spick and span, but I'd like to have, well, there's some biohazard really over here. It'd be nice to get a handle of. But just a fresh start. So I'm gonna do that probably this weekend unless my buddy Brian works for Hot Shot. So we'll see what his quote is for pressure washing 9,000 square feet. I sure would love to have someone else do that because I've already pressure washed an old building and I pressure washed the ceiling of that one, which really sucked. This ceiling is so nice. First impressions now that it's empty?
It's big. It feels even bigger than on the previews. And then, of course, echoey.
Okay, so Riverdale, as it's now called, was once and for a while known as the Roanoke Industrial Center. Before that, it was a viscose plant back in the 40s. They made textiles here. So this is a sprawling industrial complex that used to have a unified goal, and then the railroad bought it, and after that it was split and splintered into all sorts of chaos. For a long, since the 70s basically, it's been an unsupervised industrial sprawl that has been used for God knows what. Lots of tenants, both legal and illegal, a lot of mess and chaos and debris and whatnot. And so the new developer has taken ownership of this whole complex about a year ago. And he's moving pretty quick with progress on his goal to turn it into a cleaner, more user-friendly, family-friendly, live, work, eat, play, like combo space called Riverdale, right here in Southeast Virginia, Southeast Roanoke, Southwest Virginia, right at the foot of Mill Mountain. So we are one of the first companies that he has graciously offered to partner with and extend an invitation to move over here. And after several months of negotiations, all of which has been very painless, we settled on this space. This is building 12A over here in the back right corner of Riverdale if you're looking at it from the main road. And we've got almost riverfront view once this stuff is cleaned up and moved out of here. And we are right next to a company called Noke Vans, and they do awesome like van and RV conversions. Super awesome folks. We've already met them. They were actually the first one to get a nice spot set up over here. So they build really cool stuff, and we'll be able to probably collaborate. But that's the general idea of this whole space, is that it's gonna be occupied with makers and creators and artists, all of which can network with each other, which we're very excited for. I would consider us very early investors basically in that plan and idea. But you know, having known the developer for quite a while and his team, they're all very nice, trustworthy, motivated, talented people. So we feel pretty comfortable investing not only money, but a time and sacrificing whatever we need to in order to move a metal shop, which is no small feat, over here. But it's not that far away, which is nice. We're about 10 minutes away from our old location, ready to accomplish whatever we want to accomplish. Continue what we've been doing, grow in several ways, add some new arms to the business, and maybe get our hands dirty with some more content forward build ideas. So yeah, this is it behind us. 2 giant 12-foot bay doors, the new location for Lift Dark Studios right here in Roanoke, Virginia. We're very pumped.
So do you think Vivor makes a Geiger counter? We can go down in those tunnels and do a review video.
Yeah, I think it's less radiation and more spores.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And then also, we kind of have a carte blanche mural opportunity right here, which is awesome. And then I see a big baller metal sign right there. This is sort of the first space you see when you drive around. Kablamo, right there. Mr. Jacob. Hey, you got a second? Come here. Everyone, this is Jacob Mullins. Jacob, what is it you say you do here?
I'm just a maintenance technician by name, but I do a little bit of everything. I would say from roofs to basements, I cover about all of it. Plumbing, electrical, meeting with the higher ups and contractors, and all the way down to the weed eating and spraying. So
you're very much like a project manager in a way, right?
A small one, yes sir.
Late night security.
Yeah, and security, absolutely.
Yeah.
Plenty of that going around.
So it's my understanding that you have a really good idea of like what's been happening here, like as far as like the tenants and the building use.
So I got hired on about a year ago. So in that year, I've learned a lot just from rumors on the street and the older heads that have been here for 30 years or more. And the coworker that I work with, his name's Mike, and he's been here for 20 years himself.
Yeah.
So a lot of the stories I get are from him. So from mushroom plants in the basements to drug rings up top and any of the fires and all that craziness. I've heard all the stories. So the two smokestacks that you see are actually ventilation shafts. So they used to be well over 300 foot high, and they actually were just used to bring in and then take back out the air. So most people think they're smokestacks, but the smokestack was actually taken down.
That would have been on the power plant over here at 5.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was the only one that actually saw day-to-day smoke in operation as far as coal.
Right. Because the facility had its own power plant.
It did, yeah. The underneaths were mainly, I think, for utilities back then, as well as the bomb shelter aspect of it. But
yeah. Oh yeah, there was a bomb shelter here. I guess there still is.
There still is, yeah. So the doors aren't sealed as they properly should be for a shelter.
Do you have the key?
I do.
Cool.
And that could be another video maybe.
It must be.
Talk to Big Man.
I would love to.
But yeah, so the tunnels are basically from one side of the park all the way to the other as far as the smokestacks, and then they all intertwine. There's 10 foot wide by 16 foot ceilings.
Underground?
Underground.
Whoa.
This road right here, there's actually a tunnel that comes underneath and splits under your building and our building.
Cool.
So we both have basements.
So could we go down and find each other?
We could.
I guess I don't have a trap door.
We could go down and branch apart.
Got it.
And if you cut a hole, we could
dig a hole.
But yeah, so it's a really cool place. A lot of history here.
Yeah.
Dating back to the 30s, 40s. There were 4,000 women that worked here once in a sewing factory for nylon. They used to make the parachutes and the tires in the factories during war times.
What was this building used for?
I don't know the specifics of this one. There's some that are really obvious. Like this over here used to be the water treatment, those big concrete walls.
Oh, cool.
And they had almost like the wells you see when they launch fish or they're hatching fish.
Right.
It was like that.
Like pools.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the power plant was over there. The electrical branched out of this building 13, Batman.
Yeah.
And it actually has 1-inch copper wires that's in concrete.
Good Lord.
All the way throughout. So the power went from there and then spread out throughout.
Was that power plant running at 1.2?
It was.
It was, yeah.
So that was the main, they have generator room signs and all kinds of stuff underneath it.
Yeah. You said it had 3 basements or something like that? It goes
It does, yeah. So we're,
down.
right now that we think there's about 13 or 14 feet of water that's stagnant within it, and we're working now actually plumbing that to pump it up and out.
Wow.
To see how much further we can get down.
You get some salvage divers or something.
Right. Yeah.
Dude, we're excited to be here.
Yeah,
and,
we're excited to have you. Yeah.
I love that you've had your hands in just about everything. What would you say the biggest challenge at this point, looking forward into the project, is? Money?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't have any. So it's just
after this, I won't either.
Right. Just waiting on the people who have the interest, I guess, to bring their love and attention down here.
Do you know at this point what other buildings are available, or are you still trying to unearth things?
No, so most of the buildings have been cleaned out. We're about half occupancy, I'd say, roughly.
Yeah. What
But-
types of spaces then are available? Like side, like they just kind of vary all
Yeah,
over the place?
It is. There's the issue here is there's not a lot of bathrooms. So there were a lot of big buildings that were cut up. So you might have, 2 restrooms in that large building, but then it's been cut into 10 different people.
Right.
So then, 8 people don't have bathrooms.
So they're not exactly like turnkey studio space.
Right. So we have a lot of just blank warehouse canvas, brick wall. But as far as like bathroom office area, we're lacking on that side of things.
Yeah.
But we make up for it with the, wide open floor plans.
Right.
If that is your vibe.
Sure.
So.
And then I guess if anybody wants to tap into the sewer and put a
Right.
toilet or sink somewhere, they can.
Or come in and build off their own offices, renovate. Or,
Right.
It's good having the shell because then you can do anything you want inside.
Yeah. Well, and you guys are motivated sellers and
Absolutely.
trying to get people in here. Well, we're excited to see how it evolves.
Yeah, man.
And it's been awesome to get to know you, dude.
Of course. And I'm
Happy
sure
to
I'll
be
be
in the
seeing you.
neighborhood.
We're neighbors now.
Oh
So.
yeah, so their like main maintenance shop is like right across the street. So
Yep. Seeing lots of
all right, look, great first impression. This building is awesome. All my friends in the industry came by, some buddies of mine that run other shops in town or whatnot, and everybody's like first reaction made me feel really good because I know I'm probably not showing it just because my mind is like going 1,000 directions, but this space has so much potential and it's such a big upgrade. Oh, the next month and a half is gonna hurt, but it's gonna be worth it. I'm excited. So we have things that we need to move over here now to get out of our way, like the MR1 from Langmuir. But very first step is pressure wash the floor. So whether I'm doing that or my buddy Brian from Hot Shots Pressure Washing is doing that, I'm waiting on a quote from him. I just want a blank slate, shake the Etch-a-Sketch and just have a nice surface because the walls and ceiling are very clean. So clean the floor and then start moving assets over here depending on their priority. Stuff we're not using at all, move it now. Things that we may not use that often, move those next, and then we'll leave our fab corner at the old shop until last so we can stay operational. So probably the plasma cutter and all the welding stuff, that'll be the very last thing we move. Plenty of stuff to be done over here, like working with contractors, like get the electrician over here and start dropping outlets in places where we want tools. Get our buddy Troy over here to demo all the walls in the offices and bathrooms. Get my buddy Alex over here to start framing in the sublet areas in the shop office. Alton, All Seasons Air, he's an HVAC guy. I want him to look at whatever carcasses of HVAC units are over here and see if any of it works. Figure out how to air condition the office in an efficient way. Do the bare bones stuff, but a lot of that can be happening simultaneously. So I'm gonna be living 4 different lives for the next 2 months. Good thing I don't live next to a brewery. Let's get out of here. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.